Hello friends, welcome to the channel Crux of Life.
Our today's topic is basic HR interview question and answers. The job selection process, especially in India, comprises of the following rounds: a written test, a group discussion, personal interview with the panel, technical role specific interview, and HR interview. Once the first 4 rounds are done, your HR round comes into the picture. As a candidate, here you are supposed to give a brief introduction, answer a few HR interview questions and answer about your job role or career, and in the end discuss salary, perks, benefits, deductions, company rules and regulations, conditions, etc. with the HR person. Getting nervous is perfectly human, but how to ensure that the answers you are about to give are smart enough and will lead to the selection? Preparing for the job interview can make the difference between success and failure. So to help you, we have gathered some of the most frequently asked HR interview questions you can expect to be asked in your interview and advice on how you can craft effective responses. Before we start, please make sure that you talk about relevant skills and certifications wherever needed. So let's discuss few interview questions and best suitable answers. Usually the very first question a hiring manager asks is, "Tell me about yourself." After greeting, shaking hands and introducing yourself, the next thing that interviewers are probably going to ask you to talk about yourself. This is usually the first question asked in an interview, so it acts as your introduction. Avoid saying something like, "I was born in this place, I love playing cricket, I love surfing the internet, or I have 2 sisters. No. They don't want to know everything about you. Hiring managers are not looking for the whole life story, or your school time achievements, or what you had for the dinner last night. Instead, they are looking for a pitch. They want to know about you and your career growth. They want to know about you related to the job you have applied for." Also make sure you don't use any informal slang or make any basic grammar mistakes. So the best possible way is to make sure your answer should be relevant to the position you are applying for. What should be aiming for here is to present yourself as an ideal candidate for this job. Your talking point should be like, briefly introduce yourself, your name, how old are you, how long you have been working, or you can tell about your profession. What do you love about your job? What are your top 2 to 3 achievements which are relevant to the job you have applied for? So here I am giving you the best possible answer. It's an example. I'm Sunena, HR professional with 8 years of experience. I'm excited to find a role where I can expand on my current skill sets while also learning, growing and contributing to a great organization that aligns with my values. Throughout my career, I have done some pretty impressive stuffs. I'm passionate, hardworking, and extremely responsible. I'm also looking forward to putting to practice all the things I learned during my tenure. Let's discuss the second question. What are your strengths? When your hiring manager asks this question, they want to know all your positive qualities. These positive qualities need to relate to what they want and are looking for. So before you head into your interview, make sure you do your research as to what kind of person suits to this job. Especially if you're a newbie and entering to the workforce for the first time, treat this question as a chance to advertise yourself. You are the product, now market yourself. The thing to remember here is not to just list a number of adjectives. Anyone can do this. Instead, use examples to support your point. For example, you can say, "I'm a team player, I'm very ambitious, I take initiative, I'm proactive, I'm hardworking, honest, I'm a fast decision maker, I'm self-motivated person, I'm persistent, optimistic, result-driven," or you can say, "I stay calm in every situation, I don't allow the pressures to get to me, which helps me to achieve all my goals and remain focused." Here are a number of other words that can help you to answer this question. Check out the table to learn which one is perfect for your field. Here are few types of job listed and relevant skill sets which surely would give strength to your answer. Pick one or two skills that would help you really excel at the job. Well, it's really important that you give good solid answers and back them up with evidence, otherwise just going to sound like you have memorized what you are saying. Some companies won't directly ask what are your strengths are. They could ask the same thing but using different words, such as, why do you think we should hire you? Why do you think you are the best person for this job? What can you offer us? What makes you a good fit for our company? The third question is, what are your weaknesses? This is always a tricky one. After all, you don't want to mention your flaws during an interview, so it's guaranteed to be a tough question. The trick to answering this one is realizing that the interviewers don't expect you to be perfect. Everyone has flaws, weaknesses, and things to improve on. When asking this question, the HR manager is actually seeking to learn whether you have the right skills for the job. If you are applying for a position of a waiter in a busy restaurant and you say your biggest weakness is performing under pressure, then you are definitely not getting a call back. Say you are bad at maths if you are applying for an accountant position, would you? No, not at all. The best trick here is to turn those weaker qualities into positive qualities. The key here is to mention a weakness that's real, but not something that would get in the way of you doing your job. Handle it by minimizing your weakness and emphasizing your strengths. Stay away from personal qualities and concentrate on professional traits. You can answer like, I'm always working on improving my communication skills to be a more effective presenter. I recently joined this institute which I found very helpful. Another great trick is to talk about a weakness like being disorganized and mention some methods that you are using to help overcome this. For example, I have created a time management system which allows me to list all my duties and organize my deadlines so I have a clearer idea of what I need to do. It's also good practice to mention how you are working towards overcoming this weakness and realize how it affects you negatively. If you can, just balance it with a positive side effects. Treat it like a two sides of the same coin. Question number 4. Why did you leave your last job? If you are applying for the first job, this question is not for you. However, if you have worked before, the interviewer wants to find out why you left your old job. Did you leave because you were fired? Means your old boss asked you to leave for doing something wrong? Did you quit? Means resign? Did you choose to stop working or were you laid off? Means no longer needed because the job is no longer available. If you choose to leave your old job, avoid saying anything negative about your old workplace or boss, even if this is true. Don't talk about how your boss is difficult. Don't talk about how you can't gel along with other employees. Don't badmouth your company. Instead, focus on the positive notes, like what you want to achieve, what you want to learn, ways you want to grow, about things you want to accomplish. Explain how a move will be great for you and for your new company. Complaining about your current employer is little like people who gossip. Hiring manager can think, if you are willing to speak badly of someone else, you will probably do the same to me. A person interviewing you will just look at you in a negative way. You can say the following, I'm looking for a new challenges. I feel I was not able to show my talents. I'm looking for a job that suits to my qualification. I'm looking for a job where I can grow with the company. The key is to focus on positive and future focused rather than focusing on negative things about the present or past at your current role. You can discuss the positive attributes like good work culture and your interest in the organization where you are giving interview. This will show your eagerness to join this job. Fifth question should be, you have changed job too many times already. Why so? This question is asked exclusively to the experienced professional who have switched job more than 2 times in their entire career. As you change jobs and gain experience, your responsibilities will grow as well, at least ideally. If you can't show that your skills have developed with each job, this interview question will be difficult to answer. Talk about ways each position has caused growth and expanded your skills. Try and relate specifics from each of your job title. While answering this question, you should take care of: do not show that you repeatedly left a similar position. Show advancement with each job change. Explain realistic reasons for leaving. Show future dedication. Verbalize that you're looking for an opportunity to put down your roots and commit long term. Explain why you hope this position is the end of your job seeking endeavors. Prove to the hiring manager you are not planning to jump ship next month. Show that you understand your lack of commitment in the past. This will show growth and maturity in your professional career. So here are some good examples to answer this question. You may label me a frequent career changer, but I genuinely feel that today I'm far better employee. My switches has helped me to develop better interpersonal skills, gain diverse skills, and adapt to rapidly changing business environments. I can solve problems more efficiently and more creatively, as I have learned to live with ambiguity and uncertainty. My first job helped me to develop patience. My second job helped me to master spreadsheets and numbers. My third job helped me to develop better people skills and also adjust amidst culturally diverse and geographically dispersed teams. All in all, I feel that my varied background makes me an ideal candidate best suitable for this job today. Here they are asking about your goals. Again, it's related to your career, not to your personal life. So if having a family is on the list, don't mention it. Be careful what you say here. You need to be ambitious, but not too ambitious as those interviewing you may see you as a threat. I mean in the sense of competition. You can mention, by then I will have, so many things are there. Like you can say, I would like to improve my skills, created more of a name of myself in the industry, become more independent in what I do and productive, enhance my knowledge, achieve a higher position, become a team leader. So in this way you can creatively answer this question. Question number 7. What can we expect from you in your first 3 months? Ideally, the answer to this should come from the employer. They should have plans and expectations from you. But if you are asked, use this general framework. You can say, you will work hard to determine how your job creates value. You won't just stay busy. You will stay busy doing the right things. Or you can say, you will learn how to serve all your constituents, your boss, your employees, your peers, your customers, and your suppliers and vendors. Or otherwise you can say, you will focus on doing what to do best. You will be hired because you bring certain skills, and you will apply those skills to make things happen. Or lastly you can say, you will make a difference with customers and with other employees to bring enthusiasm and focus and a sense of commitment and teamwork. Then just layer in specifics that are applicable to you and the job. So with this job interview question, you have to convince the recruiter that you are the best suited candidate. You have to do some Googling before the interview and learn few things about the company, like what does their product or services do? What impact does the product and services have? What are the company culture like? What is the latest news about the company? And how about their performing? Their owner's name and his background? The turnover and the idea about the balance sheet of the company? Update their business competitors. So with this kind of information, you can easily answer this question. Question number 9 is, why should we hire you? Here you need to proceed with caution. Now the real question is, how do you sell yourself without trying to look arrogant, desperate or needy? Don't just respond with a generic answer like I'm smart, qualified and I want this job. Of course you do, or you wouldn't be sitting here in this interview. It's almost certain that every other candidate is going to tell nearly the same thing. You need to be unique and separate yourself from this talent pool. Otherwise you risk falling into the same category as everyone else, which is what you are trying to avoid in this interview. It's great to list some bullet points that you will want to emphasize in advance and prepare a few responses to this question. Don't memorize a script, but proper preparation will set you apart. Avoid talking too much in your response. Just simply discuss your strengths. Here are some general points you can mention. How you are super passionate about the working in the company. How your skills fit to their requirements. How you are going to help to the company to solve their existing problems. You have great communication skills, that you are a skilled sales and marketing person. You have a great customer handling skills. You have good leadership skills and manage a large number of employee strength. You are good at data interpretation and research and result oriented. The more specific examples you can provide, the more memorable you will be to the hiring manager. The more descriptive and accurate you can get, the better of your chances of landing to the job. If you can show your direct impact on an organization, the hiring manager will remember that and will more likely to recommend you for this position. Question number 10. Are you considering other positions in other companies? Here is a tricky one. What the HR manager needs to know here. If you admit to having interviews with other companies, it might look like you are not 100% dedicated to this one. On the other hand, if you say you are not considering other positions, it might make you seem like you don't have other options and the company would be having upper hand in salary negotiations. The right way here is to go about here is to find out the common ground between these two answers. The interview is probably asking because they want to know whether they have competition in hiring you, or they want to know if you're really serious about the industry and legitimately looking for the employment. If you do have other interviews lined up for your other companies, express that you are keeping your options open, but you favor this company in comparison to the other jobs. Whatever you do, don't make it seem like you are desperate or you don't have any other options. The best possible answer is, yes, I have had interviews during the past week with the company so and so. However, I am very much passionate about your industry and the work this company have done during the past several years. I'm more inclined towards working for you if everything works out. So in this way you can answer this question. Question number 11. Do you have any serious medical issues? Please make sure that you talk about relevant health conditions wherever needed while having discussion with HR. A serious health condition generally includes pregnancy or any chronic disease such as epilepsy and cancer. If you do not have any of the above, do not give too many details about your illness. For example, if you are suffering from cold or flu, say so. Do not exaggerate the situation as it might create negative impressions, wherein your HR will start to anticipate your absence in the near future. If you do so, you might bid goodbye to the goodies such as travel opportunities, promotions, hikes, and even ripe leadership positions. It is permissible for the future employer to question you. Some might ask you to get a complete medical checkup done and submit the report during joining. While giving out the answer, be brief and summarize the health condition in few short sentences. Question number 12. An employer may ask, what is the difference between hard work and smart work? So here is the best possible answer. You can say like, hard work is what every breadwinner is doing today, including a rickshaw puller or a daily wager. But smart work is what educated mass like us are supposed to do, and some of us are actually doing it, like my father. A well-balanced combination of both hard work and smart work is the secret formula to the success. I have a friend who study all through the year and yet have 10 back papers to clear. They do not have any interview calls in their kitty. And what do you think is the reason behind this? Is there a lack of understanding about smart work? All year through they were doing only hard work but not smartly. They do not prioritize their goals properly. Again, there is me. I do not have any back papers and I have a decent CGPA. I'm also attending this interview today. Whatever might be the outcome, I feel I prioritize my goals correctly and I have worked both hard and smart. This is the difference between hard work and smart work. Another example you can say, hard work is delivering work on time with more efforts, and smart work is delivering work on time with less efforts. Yes, obviously we can use technology in this. I feel this is the basic difference. Most of the time in corporate world, I feel a combination of both is needed to attain excellence. Question number 13. How do you feel about working weekends and night shifts? Here the answer should be totally dependent upon your choice, convenience and sincerity towards your work. Well, you can answer in a way. So my body clock has got tuned into regular weekday shift from 9 to 6. I'm not much comfortable working nights and weekends on a regular basis unless there is some urgent deliverable or a resource crunch in the team. I'll surely pitch in. But working odd hours is not good for mental and physical health of the employees, and I hope you can understand the same. Yet if the company needs my presence mandatorily at nights and during the weekends for continued growth and success, I'll definitely work for it. Question number 14. How did you handle an unhappy manager or customer? So here is the possible answer. Personally, I'm not too fond of conflicts. I don't like it when people are mean. So try to avoid conflicts and tongue lashes as far as possible. In case such a situation arises, I let my seniors to handle it. I can't recollect the exact situation right now, but that's what I have done in the past. In another way you can answer. In my previous job, a client was yelling on the phone. I understand that his reaction was completely out of frustration. So instead of taking it personally, I tried to calm him down and ensure that his concern was well heard. How did I do it? Well, I listened to him carefully and apologized once he finished. It ended up being in a win-win situation for everyone. Question number 15. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself as a leader? HR interview questions and answers are the way of testing you in and out. The HR interviewer may ask you this question to gauge your self-confidence. So here are the possible answers. I rate my leadership skills around 8.5 out of 10. Yes, there is much to learn, but I have always been a strong leader. That is the reason why today I manage a 5-member strong team independently in an MNC. While assigning tasks, I consider people's skills often. If a team member is feeling demotivated, I try my level best to understand them and accordingly control the situation. Bearing my performance as a manager over the past few years, I would rate myself 8.5 out of 10, as there is still a lot of scope to learn and grow. Question number 16. What makes you angry? Here's the possible answer. I get angry when I get falsely accused of something that I didn't do. Lack of order and discipline also irritates me. But these number of years of experience have taught me to cope and adjust with these people and situation very well. Or in another way you can answer. In a team, there are times when I and some of my peers work hard to achieve a goal, while there are some people who leave their module incomplete or quit midway. At such a juncture, this load also gets assigned to us. We're already working hard. I don't mind helping my peers out, but when an extra load of work gets assigned to me in the 11th hour, I get irritated. Sometimes when I know that I can't do justice to the new module, I politely refuse to take it up. Question number 17. What are your future goals? Discuss about short-term and long-term goals. Here's a possible answer. My short-term goal is to join a reputed company like yours, where my job role would allow me to apply my knowledge and key strengths. I want to get recognized for my contribution in the company in the long run. Another possible answer. I have picked up marketing automation basics during my first job, which lasted for 2 years. Now I'm prepared to take up a bigger and more challenging project, where I want to see myself as a marketing analyst in the next 2 years. That would be my short-term goal, following which I would see myself as an end-to-end digital marketing strategist or a manager in the long run. Question number 18. What are your biggest achievements till date? As this is a behavioral interview question, some variations are like, what are you most proud of? What were the biggest wins in your most recent role? Tell me about a time when you went above and beyond the call of your duty. So here you can answer using the STAR technique. S denote for situation. In what context did your greatest accomplishment occurs? T for task. What challenges did you face and what goals did you want to achieve? A denote action. What action did you take? R denote for result. What were the results and what did you learn from this experience? So you can answer here using following tips. Think about the values and best qualities and try to highlight them. Research the job and the company. Be honest and specific. Ensure your achievement is recent and relevant. So here you can answer using the situation. You can create a situation like, my greatest accomplishment occurred in my previous position as HR administrator. So task. I noticed team members often had difficulty locating some specific files, which reduced productivity, particularly during busy periods. Action. So I took the initiative to implement a team filing system. I scanned every vital document, which I then saved to share folder on our computer system. Result. At the end of the month, our timesheet indicates that time spent looking for the files had reduced by several hours. So this answer is a very good. And why? The candidate has demonstrated skills such as resourcefulness, creativity, innovation, teamwork, adaptability, and problem solving. Their project was successful, giving way to the accomplishment. Question number 19. How do you work under pressure? Can you handle the pressure? Here's the possible answer. Yeah, of course, working under pressure is what I have done a lot during my college days. I have realized that I can actually work well under pressure. It is the pressure factor that brings out maximum efficiency in me. Second possible answer should be, yeah, I like to work under pressure. It brings out the best in me as well as helps me to grow. I learn faster and perform well when I have strict deadlines because I plan accordingly, work in a more organized manner, and also tend to finish my task with more efficiently. In my current job role, deadlines and pressure situations are common, and I have grown immune to them. Question number 20. Are you willing to relocate or travel? Hey freshers, do not say yes at once. This will only show your desperation to be a part of the company. You need to understand the purpose of this question. Answer correctly and carefully as per your situation. So here is the possible answer. Yeah, I would definitely consider it if the opportunity given to me is appropriate, rewarding, and feasible. I don't think I have any issues with the relocation or traveling involved. Question number 21. How long do you think you will work for us after we hire you? So here's the possible answer. I'm fresh and nothing can be better for me than starting my professional career in a reputed company like yours. If everything goes well, I'll be looking forward to a long stint here, as long as the company needs me. And the second possible answer should be, I believe in long hauls. I have been to organizations in the past, and my stints have lasted for 5 years. Being an experienced professional in the IT sector, I have done my homework and believe this company will surely offer a best-in-class working environment and a rewarding career. I plan to stay for a long time here, or at least for as long as my services will be valued and required. Question number 22. Are you open to take risks or do you like experimenting? So the possible answer should be here. It is always good to venture into new water and new technologies. I'm a very adaptive person and my diligence helps me to pick up a new stuff very quickly. Experimenting or taking risks can yield both good and bad results. But the exercise in itself is a great learning experience. Such experiences generate experts and I want to become an SME or a Java subject matter expert someday. Another best possible answer should be, well, this is a good question and a complex one. My answer would be both a no and a yes. Personally, I like to experiment with new things. but I keep all my past mistakes in mind before taking a shot at a brand new project. For example, carpentry is my hobby, and I love to build small furniture pieces with my new toolkit, which was a gift from my brother. But I'll never venture into a complete home renovation project with this little kit. What I mean to say is, baby steps are fine, but I'll not jump off a cliff at once. Question number 23. What motivates you? So the possible answer here is, I love public speaking. Preparing a presentation and talking about it in front of an audience and then getting back to them with answers in the question and answer round motivates me a lot. The whole experience is so thrilling. As a sales representative, I think building a connection with my audience is useful, inspiring, and exciting. Another possible answer should be, meeting the set targets within the assigned deadline motivates me a lot. When I do so, I get a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. When this coupled with an award, I feel all the more motivated. All in all, I like to achieve milestones so that I can look back at them and say to myself, yes, that was my achievement. Visible results also motivate me. Question number 24. What kind of salary do you expect? Here they are asking you about how much money you would expect to earn from this job. Be reasonable. Make sure you do your research on the internet about what the average salary is. Do not say I don't know. It makes you sound unsure. Be confident and name your price without selling yourself too short or going too high. The truth of the matter is, they already have salary in their mind, but this is their way of checking if you know the industry and if you are aware of your own skills. When you are asked what salary you are seeking, it's your advantage if the employer tells you the range first. So here, one possible answer would be, so I'm sure when the time comes, we can agree on a reasonable amount. In what range do you typically pay someone with my background? Or otherwise you can say, sir, my salary expectations are in line with the current industry standards according to my experience and my qualifications. Or otherwise you can say, thanks sir for asking me this question. Once my responsibilities are clear, I can state an exact figure. Right now, I would like to know what my potential manager expects from this job position in your organization. After this discussion, maybe we both can meet a conclusion about my future remuneration. Or otherwise you can say, sir, I'm sure your company is already paying a specific package to someone in similar position. Hence, I would like to know your budget if you don't mind. Accordingly, I can put forth my expectations. Number 25. Generally, at the end of the interview session, a hiring manager used to ask this question from the candidate. Do you have any questions from us? Of course, yes, you do have. They are not just being very polite. They want you to speak. Always remember, they are still judging you as you answer this question. So don't ask silly questions. And if you don't ask any question, then they might view as you are not very much interested for this job. So don't waste this opportunity. Ask smart questions. You should show them that you are a great candidate, but also to see if the company is good fit for you. After all, you're being interviewed and you're also interviewing the company. The answers you get from the interviewer could be the indicator of whether you really want to work there or not. So what kind of question can you ask? Here are some essential ones. Some of the most essential ones are listed here. So you can ask the question from the interviewer like, what would you say the biggest challenge a person in this position might face? What are the most important skills and qualities one must have to succeed in this position? What are the most pressing issues and projects that need to be addressed? Do you have training programs available to employees? What sort of budget is there for this department? What kind of opportunity do you have for future development for someone in this position? Do departments really collaborate with one another? What is the next step in the hiring process? So there are various questions you can ask from the interviewer and you can leave very good impression. So finally, if you manage to get to these points, you definitely deserve a high five. Now before we wrap up this thing, let's go through a couple of essential tips on acting your interview. Make sure you are prepared to answer all the common job interview questions. Wherever you are applying, you are likely to be asked several of these questions. Think of the answers you will give for the situational interview questions. Understand how to answer behavioral job interview questions. If you know how the STAR method works, this situation wouldn't be difficult at all. Follow basic interview etiquettes and make eye contact with the interviewer, but be polite. And finally, good luck on the interview. You got this.